involvement ng MNLF. Meron nga silang proposed na, yung grupo niya, may proposed na language na isasama na hindi lamang ang government, pero ang transition authority, kung ang transition authority should include the MNLF and the decisions made in the transition authority should be made in partnership, in full partnership, ang salita, in full partnership with the MNLF leadership. So, yun naman talaga, halos, yung kung pakinggan natin sila na mabuti, ang kanilang talagang sinasabi, bakit lahat ito'y nangyari na walang nakipag-usap sa amin? At ano ngayon ang gagawin natin sa Tripoli Agreement at anong gagawin natin sa Jakarta Agreement na hindi naman pwedeng paliwalayin? Dahil ito ay mga mahalagang agreement na pinagsakripisyohan ng MNLF at ng gobyerno din para mayabot itong mga agreement, mapirmahan itong mga agreement na ito. The non-inclusion has been a clear issue that has been raised. Yes.
Sir, so how will you address their concerns for non-inclusion? Will this have a great impact on the entire BBL?
Well, I guess, ang worry kasi ng MNLF, kasi hindi nga sila nasama sa usapan, unang-una, ang organisasyon ng parliamentary ay hindi pantay-pantay ang trato sa lahat. MNLF is favored. Yun ang pakiramdam nila. And MNLF will then also be favored when it comes election time dahil suportado sila ng administrasyon. So that is one of the fears that they have expressed. Kaya kailangan natin tingnan ulit yung organization ng Transition Authority. Dahil essentially ang Transition Authority nakaupo nakaupo na pagkatapos ng plebisito, uupo na sila bilang gobyerno, parang holdover, in a holdover capacity. Alam naman natin, sa ngayon, Transition Authority is all MNLF. Kaya sinasabi, kung yung mga namumuno, lahat ay nagaling sa isang grupo, kahit paano, even as an honest belief in your differences in ideals, you will support. Yung kalado mo is the same as in all political exercises. So that is the fear. So we will have to look into that to make sure that this kind of favoring does not occur, and that we are able to implement an even playing field, especially when it comes to the elections, when it comes to the appointments in different offices. For not only the MNLF but also for the other groups.
Considering yung mga issues and concerns being raised in the faction of MNLF, may isa pa muna nagsabi na dapat i-extend yung process to hear more wisdom. Makakaya niyo po ba yung plano na before na mag-adjourn si media makapag-submit kayo ng committee report sa plenary?
Makapag-adjourn ng which is this?
June 11.
June 11? Sisikapin natin. Siyempre, kung kakayanin, ibang usapan yan. We will try our best. We have at the moment remaining one scheduled, but it looks like we are going to schedule another hearing for the local governments. As I mentioned in Zamboanga, it has been pointed out that it is a very severe shortcoming that the Committee on Local Government hearing the issues on the BBL has not conducted a hearing with any of the local government officials that are stakeholders that are involved, that will be part of Bangsamoro and that will be affected by the Bangsamoro government. So this is something that we are trying to remedy by calling the leadership of the different provinces and cities, capital towns, to come and say their piece. I am very, I am convinced that each time we have a hearing, we learn more, and that is why this is itong lagi tayong minamadali is contrary to being able to have a complete understanding of the issues that are prevailing in this very long-standing and very important piece of legislation.
So wala pa bang makausap sa inyo kasi sa House twice daw?
Open expression to pass the BBL.
Walang kumakausap sa akin?
Meron
Wala kumakausap sa akin.
Hindi minamadali.
Ha? Ano? Dahil lagi nababanggit, merong June 10, may June 11, yung nakaraan, yung June 30, yung nakaraan, end of the last session. Laging nagmamadali. Bilisan nyo na, tapusin nyo na. Parang ganun. Tapos, sa ngayon, may usapan sa House that they will do it line by line, section by section. Mukhang ang proposal mamaya, sasabihin, wag na, in toto na. Yes or no? So, parang puro lagi lahat minamadali. Every effort that we get from the palace is to hurry. Why? As I said, I feel that these deadlines are political deadlines. They have no basis in the law. They have no basis in any other place except in politics. Yes, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Opo. Yung house po, yung lower house po, napaulat na rin na kinakausap na talaga ni Presidente. Itong weekend daw, dalawang beses na nakausap ni Presidente. Ito po ba sa Senado ay meron na rin po palasyo po para madalimin yung pagpasok po ng BBL?
Well, the palace has been consistent in not talking to me. So I do not know what talks they have done with other senators.
What about the Senate?
I can only speak to myself.
What about the Senate President?
The Senate President has been asking, oh, how is it going? Ano kaya? When do you think you will finish? When do you think you will? So I gave him, that's why the first day of this session, I gave him already my schedule, hearing schedule, para alam na niya. But he has not been, I would not say that he has been part of the effort to hurry the passage or the debate of the BBL.
Sir, yung June 11 was set as the deadline kasi po last day, sir, magsisini judgment kasi po.
We can still continue all of this afterwards, but nothing stops us from continuing the work afterwards. We have had legislation that did not finish at the end of session, but we continued it after and eventually passed it. So again, it's just yan lang ang schedule namin. It's like you don't work. Some people don't work on the weekends, so that's the time that we don't work. But we don't come to session, but we are continuing to work.
Pero sana po, ibig sabihin,
We should stop talking deadlines. As far as the Committee on Local Government is concerned, when is the right time to pass BBL?
When we are comfortable that we have agreed that we have gotten it right, all the members of the committees, because there are 3, all the members of the committees have expressed a desire to do, after the hearings are completed, to go through the process of studying the proposed draft BBL line by line. How long that's committee pa lang yan. So how long that will take, there's no way to say. Having undertaken that process, we will then go to the floor, at which time there will be interpolation, there will be proposed committee amendments, the amendments that we will come up with, and the proposed individual amendments. Again, there is no way to predict how long that will take.
How many more hearings?
We have, as I said, there's one more scheduled. This is scheduled for the 25th. It is to talk with the IPs and the sultanates, who also were also not consulted in this process.
How about the local executives?
The local executives will follow. Hindi pa namin schedule kasi marami sila eh. So we have to find. So 2 more, at least 2 more. Yeah.
2 more, sir, kaya within 12 days, 12 session days, kaya.
Again, sisikapin namin. We're not, as you can see, kayong mga sumama sa amin, talagang we're trying to do this as quickly as we can. I don't want to make the excuse, but 75 ad hoc members, I'm only one. Siyempre, once in a while, nasasamahan ako ng mga ibang senador. But the local government is, Committee on Local Government is certainly taking the lead in perhaps that is the situation, and we are doing everything that we can to make sure. Again, ulitin ko, it's more important that we have a complete and good understanding of the issues at hand rather than coming under any kind of deadline. The deadline is something na sisikapin namin na matapos bago magkaano ng deadline. Pero kung hindi, ay mas mahalaga para sa amin na maging tama ang magiging version na dadalhin namin sa floor sa aming mga kapwang senador.
So, sir, hindi nyo
Natin, sir, mabibitin yung plenary debates unless the President calls for a special session.
Yeah, the special session option is possible, pero hindi. I don't know if the issue of a single piece of legislation is sufficient to trigger a special session. I don't know. I guess that depends on the priorities of the. Kasi kung titignan mo, meron on why a special session should be called, and it has to be an urgent matter.
So this one will not qualify, sir.
Well, perhaps, I don't know. I guess that's the call of the president. But in my view, again, this kind, parang iminamadali mo na naman. Bakit ba? Kung talagang maganda itong BBL, kung talagang napakaganda na ng version na nasa harap natin, anong kinakatakutan nila na pag-aralan ng mabuti? Kasi lalabas na napakaganda nga. Ay, kung hindi naman maganda, talaga naman dapat palitan. Bakit natin mamandiriin yun? Kawawa naman yung mga makakaramdam nitong batas na ito kung hindi natin. I do not want 10 years down the road for my friends from Muslim Mindanao telling me, what did you give us? Ano itong pinasan ninyo? Walang kwenta ito, hindi naging effective. Kahiya-hiya naman yan at kawawa naman ang ating mga kapatid na Muslim. We have to be more responsible and try and see what exactly are the effects of what we are doing here. Hindi pwedeng buhay ng mga tao itong pinag-uusapan. Hindi ito papel, hindi ito PR. Buhay ng mga tao ito na lumalaban na ilang taon.
So, sir,
It's time to be serious about this and not play politics.
So, hindi nyo nakikita na matatapos po ang plenary deliberation at mapagbubotohan ito by June 11?
Who knows? Again, I cannot predict. Ayoko magsabi na hindi dahil baka mangyari. Ayoko naman ipangako na matatapos, tapos hindi. Hindi, kasi hindi lang ako involved eh. Siyempre, halimbawa, pagkatapos ng mga hearing, committee na, pag-committee deliberations, yun na nga, ang suggestion ng lahat is line by line. So, palagay ko, ganun na nga ang gagawin namin para kumpleto. So, I don't know how long that will take. Tapos, it's possible na dahil masyadong magandang naging trabaho ng committee, pagdating sa floor, mabilis lang. Na lahat ng kanilang naiisip na objection o gustong palitan, nagawa na namin. So, that's possible. That's why it's very hard to predict.
Sir, kapag nasa plenary na, certified as urgent na Malacanang.
Yeah, but even then, we still have to have the debate. The certification of urgent merely means that the 3-day waiting period is dispensed with. But if the debate goes on, the debate has to go on. You cannot muzzle the Senate.
Sir, how are you going to reconcile yung different positions of the various MNLF groups without antagonizing each one of them kapag meron ka ng draft, BBL?
We will just, there is no easy way to do it. There is no simple answer to that. Marami talaga, we just have to examine the effects of any changes that are being proposed and see if they are in fact possible. Kailangan lang isa-isahin. Tignan natin, nag-propose sila na ganito, yan ang gusto nila. O kung gawin natin yun, ano magiging effect? Because everything you do in one provision affects another provision, or more than one provision. It's a government. It is a system. So the system, everything you change in one part of the system affects the other part of the system. So that's the balance that you're going to have to. It's a multi-dimensional three-dimensional balance that you're trying to achieve.
Sir,
That's exactly my point. It's not simple. And we cannot do it, you cannot say, finish it in 5 minutes, finish it in 5 days.
do you see it as a
We finish it when it is finished.
do you see it as a tug of war between MNLF and MILF?
I don't think so.
Bangsamoro.
Because the MNLF has given us a very good interpretation in that they say, we view this as a partial implementation. Para na hindi maging question, para hindi na nga maging tug of war, MI ba o MN. Sinasabi, this is a partial implementation of the Tripoli Agreement and the Jakarta Agreement. That is a very important point that they made. And that shows that they are genuinely interested in making this work. Hindi lang sila naglagay ng hadlang na sasabihin, hindi maaari, ayaw namin nila. Nagbigay sila ng opening, kumbaga. So that is something that we can work with.
Sir, well, we understand yung mga issues raised by various groups, including the MNLF. Tapos you kept on mentioning the need to rush the BBL and such is a political deadline. At the end of the day, hindi ba maging issue to Marcos versus Aquino because BBL is being dubbed as a legacy of President Aquino.
Well, be that as it may, wala tayong magagawa. What political commentators would like to view it as is again beyond my control. But they shouldn't see it as that. Because it is, if the draft BBL had been done in consultation with the local government, had it been done with the MNLF, had it been done with the judiciary, had it been done with the legislature, all of these issues would have been finished before the draft BBL was written. But it wasn't. That's why we have to confront those issues now. It has nothing to do with the fact of this business of legacy, yung pinapansin niyo mga usapan na yan. It has nothing to do with that. I'm solely focused on the language, the words that are contained in the draft of BBL.
So hindi naman mababago yung position mo kahit na quote-unquote nakiusap sa Senate President
Of course,
pass the BBL on the deadline itself.
my position is that we will pass it when it is finished. You know, when people say it has to be passed by this, why is my question? Why does it have to be passed by June 11? Why? Nobody has given me a proper answer. But yet, they insist that it be passed at a certain date. So, that leads me to my conclusion that it sounds to me like a political deadline. Alright?